Welcome in, everyone. We are back with another episode of Related to the Game. As always, Ben Eitenbrook here, joined by my brother-in-law, Prasan Knotek. Prasan, how are you doing, my man?
Fantastic. Another great day.
Living the dream over there?
Living the dream. It's much better in the house than it is outside right now, but
Hey, at least you got power in there right now. So
I do.
That's a plus.
It is a plus.
All right. Well, I got some topics I want to start us off here right away. And how can I not start with the NBA Finals? Man, as of recording this, it's the day after Game 4. So it is 3-1 Knicks after the craziest NBA Finals game of all time. Pretty objectively. For those of you who don't know, the Knicks were down 29 points and they won. Just absolute pandemonium. I am so glad that for some stupid reason I decided in the middle of the third quarter to stay up and keep watching. And all of a sudden it just kept getting closer and closer. And it was just the craziest game. Did you watch it?
Yeah, I watched a little bit in the beginning and then I actually turned it off. We had, as you alluded to the power, we had several issues yesterday. So we were back and forth and between a couple places, and we stayed with a friend yesterday, and we actually had it flipped to the Brewer game and the Cubs game. We were flipping between those. And I was just kind of back and forth on my phone. And I'm like, oh, I feel like we should maybe turn the basketball game back on. And we flipped it on probably 5 minutes to go in the fourth. At one point, they were down 7, the Knicks. And almost as soon as we flipped it, there was a 3 that they hit to cut it to 4, and I'm like, "Oh, here we go." And then it just kept going from there. So it was crazy. While watching it, I mean, we'll come back to like the last 3 minutes in a second, but the last shot that was taken, I think it was Brunson, but when that shot was taken from like almost half court, not exactly half court, but it was pretty deep 3. I'm like, what are you doing? That I don't get the shot at all. I mean, right place, right time, OG Anunoby. It was a great play. I thought it was that place was going nuts.
Yeah. I guess backing up a little bit, I turned the game on. I didn't check the score. I just turned it on, and it was just the start of the second quarter. I turned it on, and it's like 42-20 or something like that.
Right.
And I was like, what happened? And then the rest of the second quarter must have gone just like the first quarter. The Spurs just could not miss a three-pointer, and were just playing great defense. The Knicks looked sloppy, and it was just like the Spurs were unstoppable. Yeah, and then the third quarter, it started out kind of that same way, and then it just kind of had that feeling to it a little bit of like, can they keep it up? And then the shooting all of a sudden disappeared in the third quarter. I think they had a stretch there where they were 1 for 10 from 3, and the Knicks just kind of clawed their way back in it. And it took both sides of the ball. The Spurs only scored 30 in the entire second half. And so the Knicks were playing great defense. The Spurs were missing shots. Also kind of off the gas pedal, I guess I would say, on offense for the Spurs. They were settling. They were getting decent looks, but they were just settling for jump shots when they weren't falling. And then it was kind of like, oh, it's a 20-point game. Oh, it's a 15-point game. Oh, it's single digits. Oh my gosh, the Knicks could win, and then it just kept going.
The hard part when you're up 30 points like that is keeping your foot on the gas, because you let a couple bad shots go, or you miss a couple, you miss some free throws, and all of a sudden you're kind of like, it's just one, like we're up big, like it is what it is, like we'll get it again. And then you miss, like you said, you go 1 for 10 from 3, and the other team gets hot, and it's easy to jump back in. And I shouldn't say easy, but it's easy to let another team kind of start to claw back in, and then all of a sudden when they get some gas, it's like, oh, okay, we're in this thing. So that it just seemed like a slower. It just seemed like, hey, they got a little lazy. They got complacent with missing shots to just be like, hey, you know what? We missed one. We'll get the next one, and well, they never did.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so then as you're talking about that final play, um, I guess slightly before that final play, the Knicks had the ball and turned it over,
Hmm.
and it's getting De'Aaron Fox is getting a lot of heat
Yes. Yep.
online. He was out in front of everyone, got the loose ball. Nobody between him and the hoop. He was like in the lane, and as he scoops it up and tries to go right up with a layup, Spurs are up one, and OG Anunoby, I believe it was, chased it down, got a finger on it, and now all of a sudden the Knicks get the ball back, and that it reminded me of when the Bucks were in the finals and Drew Holiday got that ball out in front of everyone, and it was just like, okay, just hold it, they'll foul you, make your free throws, and he throws a lob to Giannis, and it's like, oh no, like
It
they're gonna
feels
get
like
the
one of
ball
those.
back.
It does.
Why are we
Yep.
throwing
It
a
feels.
lob and then Giannis finishes it, and it's awesome. They win the game. But this was a case of the exact opposite where
Yeah.
you just got to hold on to it. Okay, let me just take the 2 points. Well, it gets tipped. You miss the layup, and Knicks have fresh life, only down 1 point. Um, and then yeah, so it was a sideline out of bounds with like 6 or 7 seconds, something like that. They
Yeah.
get it to Brunson, and yeah, I kind of thought it made sense. He he has Wemby guarding him, so if he gets any closer to the hoop, he's not going to be able to get the ball up.
Yeah.
Wemby's going to block
Right.
it, and they have no the whole play was get it to Jalen Brunson and let him shoot it. Like there was no other there was nobody to pass to really. Um, so I thought it made sense to get the shot up when he could. I know it's from deep, but one, you get it up over Wemby, and two, you have time for an offensive rebound. And yeah, OG
Yeah.
Anunoby
Yeah.
realizes De'Aaron Fox came over to double Brunson, and so he just had a straight shot. And man, what a legendary play! Like that's just some of the pictures of that play are just awesome with him just reaching up above all the other Spurs and tipping it in. Just just crazy.
I I think going back, it was probably minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes left to go in the game. Um, I think what really kind of tipped it off at the end there is Wemby missed two free throws.
Yes.
He missed two free throws that I feel like if he would have made, even if he would have made one of them, um, I think would have been very different momentum in that position of like where they could have been. Missing those two free throws, both of them especially, I think that changed everything in that game and how the Knicks were thinking at that point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I know De'Aaron Fox is getting a lot of flack for some turnovers and that play at the end, but yeah, Wemby too. Miss a pair of free throws in that situation. Um, Brutal. I do want to. I haven't really seen anything about it because they didn't score, but the Spurs had 1.2 seconds left, sideline out of
Yes,
bounds.
I do. I'm glad you
I
bring
thought
that
that
up.
was fantastic play. Like it was
The
perfect.
toss was just behind him.
Everybody was focused on Wemby. They were worried about Wemby with a lob to the hoop or Wemby coming out and shooting a three, and instead they slip Castle around Wemby, back cut to the hoop. He's wide open, and I can't tell. I don't know if the pass got tipped
I
by the
thought
person
I don't know
guarding
if
the
it got
ball
tipped.
or if it was just a terrible pass, but
I
it needed
think
to
it
go
was just
10 feet
behind him.
further. Like,
Yeah,
if he
I
puts that
think.
up and in front of him, the Spurs win that game.
Yeah.
So,
When he got open, I'm like, oh my God, what are they doing? I mean, he was wide open and there was no defense there at all. A good pass, and yeah, that should be in a different outcome. So,
yeah.
yeah, I think it was a great play too. I agree. I'm glad you brought that up.
But yeah, so now we're 3-1 Knicks. Teams that are up 3-1 are something like 37-1 in NBA Finals history. And I was just kind of reflecting on that and thinking like, well, it should have been 2-2. And then I was thinking about it in game 2. It was when Wemby had that turnover with like 10 seconds left. When it was a tie game and he threw it off Castle's back or something, and Brunson got it, and then he fouled him. And I'm sitting here like, this series should be 3-1 Spurs, and it's 3-1 Knicks. Like, with a couple stupid mistakes by the Spurs, and all of a sudden they're down 3-1. But I'm still not going to count out the Spurs. I think they've proven like they were down 3-2 and against OKC, and then won them both when we both thought they wouldn't be able to get it done. And so who says they can't rattle off 3 of them here, 2 of them being at home?
And to your point that you just made, I mean, they potentially are 2 plays away from being up 3-1. So, like, it's not like they've been out of these games or anything like that. They've all been, for the most part, fairly close games. So, even if they were big difference at one point and it took a while to get it back close. But, yeah, I mean, they're 2 plays away from it being 3-1. So, by no means can you count them out. I mean, they should be in the driver's seat of this series, it feels like.
Yeah. So, I thought it was kind of interesting looking back at on our last podcast. We kind of talked about how the Knicks need to come out hot if they wanted to win this series, and they did. And they stole those 2 games, and it's still, and now they're up 3-1. It should be 2-2, and it really looks like, yeah, we were right. Like, they needed to stay hot at the start of the series because the Spurs, maybe part of it's being a young team, but throughout the playoffs, it's kind of felt like as the series goes on, they get more comfortable in the series and play better. So, yeah, it's 3-1, but I am not ruling out the Spurs. I mean, the odds are the Knicks are get it done in one of these 3 games, but I think it's going to be must watch basketball, and we might get a game 7 still. I think that would be.
We may.
That's obviously the ideal scenario for a neutral fan. You gotta love game 7.
Yes.
So
yes. Game 7 would be fun. Game 7 would be fun for everybody except Spurs and Knicks fans.
Yeah. For them, it's just a heart attack. But yeah. So, I mean, awesome NBA Finals so far, and right along with it, awesome Stanley Cup Final going on right now as well.
Really, really good. I've actually watched. I've watched a little bit of the Stanley Cup Finals, and I've fallen a little bit on some of my hockey knowledge that I had back in the day. So I don't know a ton of the players or anything like that out there, but just really good hockey. I can appreciate good hockey, and there have been a couple good comebacks, and it's been really, really fun to watch.
Yeah. I think I saw something that every single game has had a 2-goal or more comeback from whoever was losing.
Yeah.
The craziest one was game 3. It was 0-0 after the first, then 4-0 after the second, and then 4-4 after the third. And then it went to overtime, and Vegas ended up winning that game. But
I don't know if you saw that game either, but Vegas in that game, the first 3 goals that they scored were waved off. They had
I think it was 2, or was it 3?
I think it was 3.
Okay.
I think the first 3, I could be wrong, but for sure 2, maybe 3, they were waved off, and it was like, man, this is brutal to watch. And then they got hot and they scored 4 goals in the set. Yeah, they scored 4. And we're sitting there kind of like, oh, they should be up like 7-0 at this point. But obviously they weren't. And Carolina came back. And then that was a double overtime win. Yeah.
Yeah. It was kind of fun just watching and listening to the announcers during that game. It was like all of a sudden it was 2-0. Like, oh, Carolina's dug themselves a hole. And then it was 3-0. It was like, man, Carolina just needs something. And then it was 4-0, and they were just talking about like, all right, you got to get ready for the next game. Like it was 4-0. It was over. The Golden Knights were just dominating. Yeah. And then just the flip of the switch, it was, I think in the third period, it was 3 of their goals came in within a minute. It was like 40 something seconds. They had 3 goals, and Yeah, I was watching that game. It was just unbelievable. They scored the first, and I was just jokingly like, "All right, watch out for the comeback,"
Yeah.
And then as we were just talking about that first goal, they scored another one, and then the third goal I didn't even see because I was just like talking or look, just like they just scored. It's just they just had the face off, and all of a sudden it's another goal. I thought they were showing a replay because there was no way they could score that fast, but they did.
Yeah, they
So
came quick. Their three goals came quick, and then they tied it. I think it was like there wasn't much time left.
it was
In the
pretty
third,
late. I think it was
when they
under
tied
2
It was
minutes to
pretty
go.
late. Yeah, it was
Right
under
around,
2 minutes, and they tied it.
yeah, maybe a minute and a half. But yeah, just I tell you what, hockey is such a entertaining sport to watch.
It is.
I'm not going to claim to be a hockey fan. I would kind of like to be, but I'm just not. I'll tune in for playoffs because it's
Sure.
when I can, just because it's so entertaining to watch. Um, so yeah, between the Stanley Cup final going on and the NBA finals, I've seen people talking like this might be for sure like the greatest combination of
Yeah, it's like
hockey
every
and
day,
basketball finals.
every day you have something. It's like, yeah, there's the NBA finals or the Stanley Cup cup playoffs also, and it's day after day. There's a good game on. So
It's
it does
taxing
feel.
my sleep schedule. They go past my bedtime. I got to stay up for that.
Speaking of staying up late, I'll go off from hockey for a little bit. Did you see the Brewer game in Oakland the other day, or I guess in Vegas the other day? That the
Yes,
game ended at like
the 15 to 14.
1:45 in the morning. Yeah.
Yeah.
It ended at like 1:45 in the morning here in Wisconsin. And it was just back and forth. I mean, the A's went up, the Brewers hit a home run and went up. There were, I think it was like 7 home runs in that game, maybe more.
Yep.
Crazy.
I think I saw in that game that it was either 2 or 3 of the home runs because they were playing at in Vegas at like not an MLB stadium.
Correct.
2 or 3 of the home runs hit in that stadium were home runs in 0 out of 30 MLB ballparks. So, little field and the balls were just flying. It just like anyone touched the ball and it was gone. And I mean, some of them were absolutely mashed, like way out of there too. So, yeah, I would definitely not watching that live, but I saw the score the next morning and I had to watch the highlights. Just a wild game. And even in extras, the Brewers score 4 and then the A's score 4 and it goes to another inning. And then the Brewers finally won it. But yeah, crazy game. Oh, yeah. So, I mean, I'm just going to continue to not get my normal amount of sleep and hopefully get to watch a bunch more entertaining hockey and finals games. As we're recording right now, game 5 for the NHL is going on and it's 1-1 in the middle of the second. So, so far a little tamer on the goals, but as we've seen in the series,
know. It can pick up.
It can pick up at any second. But yeah, so I guess moving on from the NBA and the NHL, I guess just a couple. It's an interesting time in the sports world. We got the World Cup, FIFA World Cup, just started up today. And then the for anyone that cares, the baseball College World Series is firing up here. And we've got a huge UFC card on Sunday at the White House. So it's just kind of it's a crazy time for sports right now. It's pretty fun just to, I mean, there's plenty of highlights and plenty of just like scoreboard box score checking to do. And if there's any time you feel like watching a sport, there's probably a good one on.
Probably something on. Yeah. I think I'm looking forward to the World Cup. I'm not a huge soccer fan, but like every 4 years, I shouldn't say that, every like 2 years, the men's and women's. I don't know. I get into it and I get like, I'll watch the United States. I'll actually watch like other games too. I didn't watch the Mexico game today, but I saw they won and there's another one starting up here, I think in was either 6 or 9 o'clock tonight, so I'm not sure which
Yeah, I
one.
think at 9. Yeah, in a
I
little
think
bit.
at 9. Yeah. So a little bit starting up here. So might flip that on tonight. But yeah, we got USA on Friday tomorrow, and then we have them again, I think, on the 19th. So about I think next Friday also. So. Looking forward to that. My hope for the United States soccer, I've heard they're not very good, but they are in a weak pod.
Group.
So
yep, the group is weak. I have heard that.
The group is weak. So my hope is to get to the knockout rounds.
Yep, I think, again, also completely not qualified at all to give an opinion about soccer.
Yeah.
But I agree. I think from what I've heard, I think they can make it out of the group at least. And make it interesting getting to the knockout rounds at least. And
yeah, getting the knockout, see what happens. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually watched a little bit of the Mexico game today. I was at home and turned on. By the time I turned it on, it was kind of crazy. There was 3 red cards in that game. By the time I turned it on, who were they playing? South Africa. They're already down a player from red card. Then they got another red card. And then Mexico got a red card. So it was there was some drama there, I guess. But it wasn't very competitive. Mexico, with the man advantage after the red card, just kind of was content to just hold the ball. And it was kind of boring. But
I saw somewhere online today that this was the first opening game win that Mexico has had in like quite some time. I don't remember exactly how long, but quite some time. So
it's pretty cool for them getting to play at home.
Yeah.
Obviously, the U.S. gets to as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess I will say watching that soccer game, yes, Mexico was playing very conservative and just controlling the ball. But I understand why I don't watch soccer, because it was like, compared to the NHL and the NBA finals that I've been watching, like, it was kind of boring. Like
I can get in.
I think bigger games and closer, more competitive games, I'll definitely get into. And just with the World Cup, like you said, it just feels like it matters, and it's fun to get into it and care. But yeah, I mean, it was hard for me to care in this one, especially. It was pretty boring.
The World Cup feels like how some people get into March Madness, where it's like, hey, I don't watch basketball all year, but like then in March it'll be like, hey, I'm gonna fill a bracket out and I'm gonna watch all the games and things like that. So it feels like that too. Or even like the Olympics, things like that. Like people are like jacked up about the Olympics, and it's like, hey, this happens once every 4 years or so, or every 2 years if you count, summer, winter, men's, women, go in and get into it for a week or a couple weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, so it's kind of nice having all these events going on right now to kind of fill the void of the slow season of football. But I will say, since our last podcast, there's been plenty of football news.
There's been a lot of things that happened.
That we can talk about here. First off, Myles Garrett is a Ram. Holy cow, that kind of sucks. We didn't really need the Rams getting this much better. And the word on the street is Aaron Donald's wanting to come back and play now too, potentially. So
I thought I saw that, and then I thought he commented back and was like, yeah, that's not happening. Like, we're not doing that. But
yeah, I've still been hearing reports that like it's sounding like it's getting more and more likely. So maybe I've missed something, but that would just be ridiculous. But yeah, I guess when I heard the news, I was like, you got to be kidding me, right? Like, this just made the path to the Super Bowl in the NFC that much harder. Like, someone's got to beat that team, and
it wasn't easy to begin. It wasn't easy to begin with, and then this happens. So
yeah.
What do you think of the trade, though? I mean, if you take out the fact that yes, the Rams got Myles Garrett, what do you think overall of the trade?
I feel like this term is overused, but I think it's a win-win. As much as it can be for trading away the guy coming off the NFL record for sacks. Obviously, the Browns lose the trade because it's Myles Garrett. You could argue he's the best player in football, and no one would call you really crazy for saying that.
Right.
And they traded him away. So there's no winning that, but they got Jared Verse, Pro Bowl caliber, young edge rusher.
Yeah, a lot younger, and he played well last year.
He's getting better every year, and he's a really good player. No Myles Garrett, but I mean, not saying he's going to keep getting better until he's at the level of Myles Garrett, but he's going to keep getting better, I would think. And that's about as good as they could do as far as filling in and still building for the future, along with the draft picks they got for him. So, I mean, I think it made sense for both teams, and I mean, yeah, I can't complain at all if I was a Browns fan too much. I mean, a little bit, but you'll miss the guy, but you also understand the timeline just isn't there. You're not gonna get anything out of Myles Garrett other than enjoying watching him destroy everyone he plays.
Yep.
It's not like he's gonna help you guys make a playoff push, make a Super Bowl run. The Browns are just so far away from that. Where you get Jared Verse maybe in 5 or 6 years in his prime.
Sure.
If you can actually turn this thing around a little bit, he could be your star defensive player on a playoff caliber, potentially Super Bowl run kind of team. So, yeah, makes sense. Yeah. Otherwise, on the same day, it was like 3 or 4 bombs dropped on the same day.
And I feel like a lot of them got like hidden a little bit because everyone was so worried about the Myles Garrett trade that everyone else was kind of like, I didn't even, if we're going to talk about AJ Brown in a second,
Yep.
I didn't even realize that was official until all of a sudden I saw a post like 2 days later, and I'm like, oh, that like actually happened.
Yeah, because there were so many rumors, like everyone like knew it was going to
happen at some point.
So it was barely news that it did happen, other than it's official now. Yeah. And it was overshadowed by the Myles Garrett trade. So, but yeah, AJ Brown is a Patriot. I've seen all the tweets and whatever about him being the happiest guy ever. I mean, pretty cool for him. He grew up a Patriots fan, I heard, and getting to play for them now. He's a happy camper. We'll see if Drake May can keep him happy, I guess. But
that'll be the struggle.
Yeah. So, I mean, everyone that I've kind of heard is talking like, oh, the Patriots had a cupcake schedule last year and aren't actually that good. This year they're going to miss the playoffs. But they got better too at the same time. They're better. They're better. I mean, AJ Brown and Romeo Doubs as your top 2 receivers is a whole lot better than what they had last year. So that offense, I mean, could be. I mean, it was already really good last year, but it should be even better this year. So, be interesting to see how that turns out. Then also on the same day as that, your New York Giants were very busy signing guys out of the retirement home.
Golly, were they so busy. So my thought process is, let's see if I can even remember everybody we signed. So we got obviously Odell back, which I'm not gonna lie, I don't hate. Like I don't hate that move. I saw that and I'm like, that's a good move. He's been wanting to come back for a while. I'm happy with that. Problem is then we also signed we signed Braxton Berrios. We signed Juju Smith-Schuster.
Yep.
And there was one other guy. Do you have it written down?
No, I don't. It was like another receiver, right?
Yes, it was another receiver. So anyways, doesn't matter. They're all kind of like, most of them are kind of washed up in my thoughts. My concern is that Malik Neighbors is not okay. That's my concern is we're just like, hey, whoever wants to come catch the ball, like we'll bring you in for a tryout. We're not keeping them all, obviously, but like, hey, we'll see and keep the best few. That is a big concern I have, is that Malik Neighbors is like not going to be good for a couple weeks. Now, Joe Shane came out yesterday and said, hey, I think he's going to be ready still for week 1. I disagree. I feel like that's just like talk, but we'll see. I guess, I don't know. I'm not there. I'm not watching the rehab, so I don't know. But
yeah,
to me, bringing in a bunch of just guys out of the retirement home, to your point, does not feel good.
Yeah. Yeah. You kind of said like, bring a bunch of guys in and try them out, and you're not gonna sign them all. Well, you kind of did.
No.
Like I saw the headline like, oh, they're bringing in Odell, they're bringing in Juju, and then like a couple days later, they're signing Odell, they're signing Juju, they're signing Braxton Berrios.
They got signed.
It's
I
like,
guess I might.
we'll take them all.
They did sign him. Yeah, that's a good point actually. I think come like spring training, preseason, when they have to make roster cuts, you would think some of them maybe get cut.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I don't really know what's going on there. I also was somewhat skeptical.
Yep. But yeah, to go off Neighbors though, I saw a video of him playing like a charity softball game or something, and he hit it, and it was like he was like hobbling to first base, and it was like, I don't know, dude, maybe you shouldn't be playing the charity softball game if that's the stage you're at in your recovery.
That's another thing is like, yeah, what are we doing out there? Get off the softball diamond.
Yeah. But yeah, and then more receiver news. The Green Bay Packers signed Christian Watson to a pretty substantial extension. Did you see the details? I think it's the official numbers like 4 years, 110 million. Obviously the guarantees and like the details of it kind of affect things a little bit, but
I thought that after looking more into that, I think that's a good deal. The guarantee is much lower than I thought it originally was. So I think that's fine.
Yeah, between the only like guarantee is the signing bonus, which was 30 something million, and then the 110 was including like some incentives and stuff as well. So
sure,
he potentially would make it even less than that. I guess as a more neutral fan, what do you view Christian Watson as? Do you think he's like a viable wide receiver one for a playoff team?
Wide receiver one, no. I think he's a good speed deep threat that I think like can contribute to a playoff team for sure to make a deep playoff run. I don't think he's a one, and I don't think the problem with him is the injuries, right? Like,
yep.
I think if he can stay healthy, I mean, we'll see, but in my opinion, I don't view him as a one.
That's fair. The one nice thing I did hear about the contract as well is with how they structured it. Basically, anytime after the 2027 season, so 2 seasons from now,
sure.
Anytime after that, any year they could release him and not have a bunch of dead cap afterwards. So they made it so like let's say he keeps having injury issues or suffers a catastrophic injury, the Packers won't be screwed over until 2031 or 2030 when his contract is up. So
sure.
That gives me a little more peace too. Like, okay, we can pay him. I really like him. I think the contract value was like made sense.
The value was good. Good. I agree.
I think
to sign him for the value that they got, I think is good. And so that's the thing is like, if he ends up being a wide receiver one, like then great. You might've got a steal then that way.
Yep. Yeah. And I mean, functionally he's going to be the wide receiver one for the foreseeable future. I mean,
true.
Between
him and
Golden, Matthew Golden,
if Golden plays,
or Jaden Reed, all of a sudden,
I don't know,
vault themselves into wide receiver one status.
If Golden plays like he played in that last playoff game, I mean, he could be the one for sure.
Yeah, I mean, if you're all of a sudden talking Golden playing at the level, like equal level as Christian Watson, now all of a sudden you feel really good about that top two, even though neither of them are, say, obviously not like a top 10 receiver in the league, but both of them are like pushing like top 20, maybe top 30, and all of a sudden you're feeling really good about it. So yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm glad he's going to be around. Hopefully he can stay healthy, and I'm glad you think it was a good contract, because I know I've seen a lot of like the national media was like, oh, they overpaid. He's never done this, that. He's only ever had a 700-yard season.
I think when you look at the details of it, like and the guaranteed money, I think it's a fine deal.
All right. Thanks. That makes me feel better.
You're welcome.
All right. Any other NFL news or other news around the sports world that you wanted to touch on before we wrap it up?
No, I think we covered everything here today. I have a little shorter of an episode today. I think next time we'll give a little spoiler here. Here's what next time the game I want to play. Next time we're gonna do similar to what we did with the basketball lineup. We're gonna create a NFL lineup. We'll just do key players. We won't do like linemen. We'll do quarterback, running back, tight end, receiver, and we'll do 2 receivers: quarterback, running back, 2 receivers, and a tight end out of non-football players.
All right.
So that's what we'll do next time. That'll be a fun one.
I'll have to start scheming up my roster here.
Scheme up the lineup. I will say, and I maybe I shouldn't say this to boost your confidence, but most people I've talked to said you won the last one, and I disagree.
Let's go.
Personally, I think I did fine, but you know what? I guess not. So I'm going to spend the next 2 weeks really in the lab developing my non-football player football lineup.
You know, I think I won the last contest as well. But I will say you were better in creativity. I basically just trotted 5 NFL players out there. I mean, you had a WWE guy or UFC guy or whoever, I forget who it was. You got creative. So I'm gonna have to try to take a page out of your book and get a little more creative and still maintain my team's dominance over yours. So
all right,
we'll see. All right, well, we'll wrap it up there, and we'll talk to you guys in a couple weeks, and I'm sure we'll have lots to recap, and there'll be lots more news to talk about. So thanks everyone for tuning in for this one, and we'll catch you guys in the next episode.